Alright, so I haven't made a video in a few months now. I apologize for that. I've just had a lot of stuff going on for me. Recently, I went through a pretty stressful move. The house that I lived at for 16 years is no longer my house, and I'm now living in a small apartment. As well as that, school this year has been pretty hard for me. I have to work pretty hard to keep up with everything and not fall too far behind. So that being said, I'm going to take it easy for this video and just do something pretty casual because I'm kind of rusty right now. I don't really use my desktop PC that much anymore. But anyways, in this video I'm going to take my boring old YouTube channel layout that you've seen time and time again and make it better. Well, at least I'm going to say better. I'm just going to change it and talk about it. Maybe you guys can pick up a few tips and tricks from me. I don't know. And I'm going to make it a Halloween themed layout because Halloween's right around the corner. So the first thing that I'm going to do is make a new channel banner at the top here. Probably the most common question I get asked every day is, how do I have a banner at the top of my channel? Short and sweet answer, you need to be a partner. And if you don't know what that is, go to youtube.com/partners and they can answer all your questions there. So to do this, you're going to need a photo editing program like Photoshop. If you don't have the money for Photoshop, you could use GIMP because it's free. Or you could also use a different program like Adobe Illustrator perhaps. It's up to you really. But in this video I'll use Photoshop CS3, so I really need to update my software now. But anyways, here we are in CS3. I'm going to change my background color to something more Halloween themed like orange. And I'm also going to create a new canvas now. So here is this new window that popped up. Now the maximum dimensions for a YouTube partner's channel banner at the top is 960 wide by 150 high in pixels. Now that's normally good, but I'm going to make it a little shorter, and instead of it being 150 high, I'm going to make it 130 high. And again, this is in pixels. So my canvas is 960 wide by 130 high, and create this new canvas, and this is what we got. So I'm in the text tool right now because I'm going to want to type something that says, you know, Happy Halloween from Techtopia or whatever. But first I want to make this white canvas orange. So let's switch these foreground and background colors like this with that little switch button thing there. And I'm going to grab my paint bucket tool and click. Now we have a nice orange canvas that's more Halloween-y. Is that even a word? I don't know. Switch the colors again. So now black is our foreground color. And let's grab the text tool here. And normally you could just type, you know, like Happy Halloween. It's pretty small font there. I'll have to make it a bit bigger. Oh, even bigger. Okay, that's good. Now, I don't really want to use this font though because it's too casual. So I actually downloaded a few custom fonts for this video. If you don't know how to download any custom fonts, I have a tutorial on it, but it's a few years old. You could also find a different video somewhere on the internet. It's up to you. So, as you can see, this is a more creepy font, I guess you would say. So, Happy Halloween is fine. Then I'm going to take my move tool and I can move it around now. So, I'm going to keep this somewhere at the top, but more or less in the center, like that. And I can move it at any time if I want. And now to make this a more interesting banner, because right now it's a little plain, I actually downloaded some images online. They're just this pumpkin and a skull right here. And as you can see, they both have a white background, and that's so that it's easier to select them. Now, to do this, you can go on Google or any website that hosts images and just type render. So if you want to find a pumpkin on a white background or a green background, blue background, whatever, you would type pumpkin render or skull render, and that'll probably help you out a bit. So what I'm going to do is select each of these objects and put them onto my canvas here. So there's a lot of ways that you can select stuff. I'm really lazy, so I like to grab the quick selection tool right here. And you can change your brush size a bit. Doesn't really matter. And just, my technique is just select everything. And then when you've, like, now everything's selected, and then you deselect what you don't want. And to do this, you hold Alt, and then you just click on what you don't want. And then this program's usually smart enough so that it knows what you're trying to deselect. So just take your time. If you screw up, Control Z is your best friend. And this is how I quickly and messily select a randomly found skull that I found online. So just keep doing it like this, and as you can see there, I made a mistake. I just clicked and I deselected the wrong part, so I gotta redo that again. And when it gets to this part where it's pretty much impossible to select what you're trying to do, the best thing that I can suggest doing is just do it like this, and then as you can see, it selected the wrong part, and then just reselect what you're trying to get. So like that's good enough. It doesn't have to be perfect. Maybe clean it up a bit on the edges. Just simple stuff like that. And then once you're done, what you want to do is hit this refine edge button up here and then hit OK. It just cleans things up a bit and makes them nicer. And now what I'm going to do is just make this canvas a bit bigger so I can see more what I'm doing. Grab my move tool and I'm going to take this skull and just drag it up here. So now we have it on our canvas. And then just for the time being, we're going to maximize this so that we can see what we're doing better. And now we have this skull on its own layer. You can rename the layer if you want. I'm just going to keep it layer 1 because I'm lazy. And it's way too big right now, so making sure that this layer is selected, I'm going to hit Control T to bring up my bounding box. And then while holding down Shift, I'm just going to drag one of these corners and make it a lot smaller. So now I have a skull that's like this. So I can now go to my text layer. Oh, hit Enter first. Go to my text layer, and then take my move tool, and I can move this over here or something. And then now what I want to do is get my next image, which is a jack-o'-lantern. It says pumpkin.jpg, but it's technically a jack-o'-lantern. And this image will be probably a bit easier to select. It's a little small, so I'm going to zoom in. And yes, it's pretty pixelated, but once it's on the canvas, it'll look a lot better. So again, take your quick selection tool, brush size is a little big, and then just select your pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern, whatever you want to call it. And then you can just hit Alt and then deselect what you're trying to get. Clean up the edges like this. And like I said before, it doesn't have to be anything perfect. It's just a very rough selection because in the end it'll still look fine. Hit the Refine Edge button and OK. And now let's make this window smaller. Grab your Move tool and we're going to again drag it onto the canvas like that. See? Looks fine. And then what we can do now is take this layer and just move it wherever you want, really. I guess I'll have it in the bottom left right now. And now I'm going to get rid of these extra windows, and now let's just focus on this. So this is the main components of our new channel banner. It's an orange background, black text, a Halloween themed text, and then a skull and a jack-o'-lantern. Yes, it's very lame and cheesy, but I really don't care. I'm just trying to have a little fun because it's Halloween. One of my favorite holidays, actually. So right now I'm thinking that my Halloween text is a little big, so I'm just going to select my text layer here in the Layers palette, and then hitting Control T brings up the bounding box, and just like we did before, just make it a bit smaller because right now it's a little big. And again, I can resize it if I want. You can also move it with your arrow keys if you want to be more precise, and then when you're done, just hit Enter. So this is what we got right now, and I'm going to take my jack-o'-lantern layer and hit Control T so I got the bounding box, and right click on it, and I'm going to hit flip horizontal so that it looks like this, so it looks better since it's on the left hand side. And then now what I want to do is get more text, and I'll make it a bit bigger. So let's just deselect all of our layers, grab the text tool, make sure you're on the same font as last time. Well, it's up to you. If you're doing the same thing, which I doubt you are, you can just do whatever you want, but I'm making mine like this. Start typing, and I'm going to do Happy Halloween from Techtopia. Yes, pretty lame. Do I care? Not so much. When you're done, I'm just going to grab my Move tool, make something like this. And I could actually make my jack-o'-lantern a bit bigger. Hit Control T, stretch this up. Not too much though, because you don't want it to look blurry. That's about good. And then I could actually move it a bit too. And if you want to get more precise, again, hit Control T, and then you can move it with your arrow keys. So this is actually not that bad right now. I'll just keep it like this, and I'm going to save it now. You can save it as a PNG, a GIF, or a JPEG. Don't save it as a PSD because it won't work. I'll just call this banner, and then go to JPEGs. And hit save. Make sure that this slider thing's all the way to the right, and hit OK. And now if we go to Techtopia, here we can go to branding options, and then this banner here at the top, I'm going to hit the delete button and hit browse, find the banner right here. Sometimes they screw up when you're trying to upload it and you won't see it right away, so hit save changes. You might not see it, you might, I don't know yet. It says changes saved. Let's refresh the page. Yep, there it is. Okay, so doesn't look too bad. Now what I want to do is just make this background black. So I don't even know how to do this actually. Go to themes and colors, I think, and then gonna new theme. Background color needs to be black. So take black, and then everything else is probably fine. Hit OK. So this is what I got right now, and then I'd probably make this part orange, like in the middle and stuff, but it's pretty self-explanatory. You just go up to the themes and colors and just change all this stuff around, really. Like color palette, background color, I could make it a orangey color. Title text, make it, I don't know, black. I don't really want to screw up with it too much, but I'm just messing around because I'm sick of my old layout. So this looks a bit more Halloween-y. The oranges don't really match right here, but what I can do is go to my Photoshop, double click here, and then now I know exactly what color this orange is, so I can copy and paste it. Copy, go to themes, and then for the background color, just get rid of this and paste that. Hit save, and then now it'll look a bit better once the channel refreshes. Alright, so this isn't that bad. So that's what I've done so far, and you can make, if you're a YouTube partner of course, you could make a new one of these things, and I'll probably do that eventually. I just don't want to make this video too long. So this is what my channel looks like now, and I'll probably keep it like this until the end of Halloween. Yes, it's pretty lame, but I don't really care. So thanks for watching this video. I hope you learned something, and I'll try and make some new videos soon, so just stay tuned. See you guys.